Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today we are going to be making a, knitting machine scarf using my Sentro 48 needle knitting machine. And this is all made with scrap yarn, and it's to match this hat, which I do have a tutorial on that too. Okay, so for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our thread on. So you want to leave about this much. Don't put it in here. I'm sorry, I didn't need to do that. And you want to put it under your white. This is your starting point. You'll look for your white hook, and you want to put it under that. Make sure it grabs it. And then you're going to go behind the next one, in front, behind, in front, behind, all the way around. Okay, when you make it all the way around, you should be behind your last one. Go a little bit past it and put your yarn in here. Click it down all the way in there. And there's these yarn holders right here. This gives you your tension. You can use whatever you like, but that's just how I like to do it. So we're going to get right past this white one. And now we're going to reset our counter. And you just want to go at an even pace. Don't try to, I know a lot of people go super fast, but when I've tried to go super fast, that's when I've found that I drop a stitch, and that's a holy nightmare, and you got to rip it out and start over, because usually if I drop a stitch, I don't catch it forever. And this is the process. Now I will come back whenever I've got my scrap yarn right here all done, and I'm going to show you how to tie on, which I do believe I show you how to do it later on in the video, but it can't hurt to have more than one time. Stay tuned. Okay, now we're going to add another row. Now, word of caution, when using scrap yarn and you have it rolled up in a ball, make sure you keep an eye on when your end is coming, because the first scarf that I made, I was at, I don't know, halfway done and didn't keep an eye on it, and this went up, and before I knew it, these were coming off the needles and I had to start over. So, learn from my mistakes. Okay, now the good thing with these, you don't have to use the variegated yarn like I'm using. You can use any color you want and change it however many times you want. It's just that easy. So I've removed it. Make sure it's underneath a needle. Lay it right here. Leave a nice tail on both of them. Rethread it back in here. I snapped it in here. I'm going to rethread it back into here. Sorry for that. I'm having difficulties. Now, let me zoom in on this. Here, right here, is where this is the end of my first scrap yarn, and this is my new one. It will go under the upcoming needle, not the same one that I ended on. And you want to hold both of these while you turn it, so you have a nice, well, so it doesn't come off the other needles. So I'm just going to hold these, and I'm going to hang on to it just a little ways, and then we're going to keep going. Now I'm going to do about 3 to 5 rows, and then I'm going to tie this. I'm sorry for the bouncing. Okay, now I'm simply just going to tie a knot, making sure that I don't pull extremely tight. I just want to close up the gap. And if you pull too tight, you'll be able to tell on the outside. Just a knot. And then you can trim these off, a little bit shorter. You don't want to really leave it that long. This scarf will be 250 rows. And you set your counter. I'm on row 28. And make sure that if you're stopping for a while, that you keep this out of small children's reach, because my granddaughter was in here and she reset me. So I had to guesstimate. I was on row 80, I thought. I'm hoping I was. But yeah. I just want to add that when this starts getting really long, see how long that is? You just kind of want to pull it up, and please excuse me, I'm trying to do this one-handed, and just kind of roll it and kind of rest it up here. And you'll have to stop a couple of times because you really don't want it dragging on the bottom as much, because then it starts getting a little twisty. So if you do this and do more rows and you feel like it's dragging again, pull it up and roll it back down. Okay, I have 350 rows done. And so now we're going to take it off. So what I do is, you're going to leave a long strand of yarn. You're going to take your needle. Now this came with my Sentro machine. There were 3 different sizes. This is the medium size and it works just fine. You're going to thread it. And now we're going to take these off. So you see my white needle right here. Let me move this around to get a better view of what I'm doing. Okay. You don't want any more yarn feeding in, but you're going to hold on to this around the white one. And just go a little ways, about right there. Now, this is where the white needle was, where my thread's coming out. Don't do that one. Go to the next one. Now hold down the one beside it. And then hold down the one beside that. Oh my gosh. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, having technical difficulties. I probably have this string way too long. Just make sure you hold the one down next to it, because you don't want to accidentally pop it off, because let me tell you, once you do that, it'll take off and you're going to be ripping it out and starting over. You just go a little ways more and keep taking them off until you're all the way around. And here's my very last stitch. And because this is so heavy, can you see how it's pulling? So you've got to be extremely careful. Whenever I was turning this, when I got halfway around, I was always holding on the last one, because this is so heavy, it does stretch it. So be very careful. You do not want to lose this stitch. It is a royal pain to try to find it and fix it before it takes off running. Like when your pantyhose get a runner in it, that's like what this does. Okay, now that we have it all off, and here's our string with our needle still on it, You can take off the needle. And for this scarf, I'm going to put pom-poms on the end. So we're simply just going to cinch the end. Just kind of work it. Don't pull it tight all at one time. See, you just want to keep working it. Okay. Okay, we got that end done. Now I'm just going to cut it about here, put my needle back on, and we're going to tie a knot. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just going to go through a couple of these. And just tie a knot. Let me try that again. I'm having a time tonight. Oh my. Here it is. Finished product. I'm ready for winter.